So the next thing we've got here on our list is an Emma pick. It is GW Pharmaceuticals.
GW.
Mm-hmm.
George Washington?
I don't know. So what a creepy, boring name.
Why don't
Does
you
it?
tell us who they are and what they do? Because I have a suspicion here what we're doing.
So the name might be a little misleading.
Mhm.
It really it is a pharmaceutical company, but they do deal with cannabis.
Okay, they
Hmm.
deal
And
with cannabis. I mean, they're drug dealers.
Not
isn't
in
I mean, you could
cannabis.
argue that any pharma company is a
I
drug
would argue that.
dealer.
Yes, I in
I
fact
would also
argue that
argue that.
I argue that Starbucks is a drug dealer.
Oh God.
Caffeine,
God.
absolutely,
Does anybody have a
100%.
soapbox we can put Damien on for the rest of the
I'm not
show?
saying I'm not saying anything wrong with drugs. I'm just saying they're drug dealers.
So, they use cannabinoids essentially to make it's like FDA approved mainstream drugs. And the company, it also has non-marijuana based drugs in its pipeline that may be receiving FDA approval soon. So that's sort of
Oh
an
God. Here,
interesting point.
just as an aside, if your client ever says that that this company feels like a hot stock that may get FDA approval at some point, that's a red flag that you should not buy that hot stock because Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, is trying to sell it to you.
It's
Go ahead,
not
continue.
really a hot stock. I don't think it is.
How many
But
Why'd you
articles
pick
on
them?
my
Seeking Alpha are there about GW Pharmaceuticals when no one's ever heard of them? A
oh
What?
my
lot.
God.
Give her a break. She likes weed. Why'd you pick them?
So first of all, they
Yeah.
have two drugs on the market right now, one of which treats MS, one of which treats seizures. And secondly, I think it is really interesting conceptually to think about a pharma company figuring out how to get through the FDA, like making headway on that process. Because I don't really think that many pharma companies have done that yet. And if they can figure out how to get it all regulated and through the FDA and prescribable via doctors that are not specialist weed doctors, that's interesting to me. That's it.
So one of those drugs is actually it's a cannabis extract. It was approved as a botanical drug in the UK. Quote, despite a lack of convincing evidence of its effectiveness. So aren't they just a health supplement basically company? They're basically out there being like, this is
No,
great for you. You should take it.
no,
No?
no,
Damien, are we investing in just
absolutely
more
not.
weed? Is this just a sit on the couch and get
Look.
stoned investment?
I okay. Well, first of all, I typically I'd say I like Emma's weed. I like her push into weed. I do, but I'm concerned about her first weed pick, which makes me think that maybe Emma
That
doesn't
was so different though.
that she doesn't know how to pick weed companies. Here's the thing that bothers me about this company. I'm quickly checking into their governance because that's what I do.
Oh, it's so bad. Their
Well,
governance
okay,
is
once
really
again, Emma, I don't know who you
all of
are,
the governance is bad.
I'm even like I'm fixated on the fact that one of their directors is someone called Lord Waldegrave of North Hill,
Ooh, Lord
the right
Watergray.
the right honorable. He's a conservative, what do you call him? Minister from England who served with
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher, from the Conservative Party. I just can't. I can't. I can't mix weed, Conservative Party, Thatcher. I can't do it. I can't do it. It takes all the fun out of weed. I don't
So
want
we're
these guys selling it.
so we're out on you're out on it then.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess so. I guess I am.
I feel like if I'm going to, as a general rule, if I'm going to invest in any pharma company, whether it's weed or not, number one, I want to know that their drugs work in some way. And number two, I like to read through all the side effects of their drugs because those are the more entertaining things I feel like in making a choice. So
Oh, come on.
So side effects for the one of them include dizziness, drowsiness, constipation, or diarrhea. I like
Ooh.
that they can do both. That seems useful to me in
I
some
hope
way.
not. What if that? I hope not at the same time, because that wouldn't that cause like a I don't know, some kind of a explosion.
Fatigue, memory or concentration problems, dry mouth, or changed sense of taste. It basically just lists. I mean, at some point you just gotta have to be like,
Yeah.
why didn't you just smoke a joint? Because that's all the side effects. And the other one is actually similar in as much as it can cause, I think they said, stomach upset. They don't know what the doses they should give you is. It's, what is it? Diarrhea, fatigue, decreased appetite, poor quality of sleep, insomnia, and sleepiness. So you're sleepy but an insomniac. They're just describing weed. I'm kind of out on this. I'm going to say hell no. I'm going to say hell no because you should just buy weed. Stop buying weed adjacent health supplements. Can we just buy the real thing? Let's buy the real thing.
But then your insurance could maybe pay for it.
Oh, stop it.
Must be nice to have insurance.
You rail against the
Truly.
broken healthcare system, and you want insurance to pay for my FDA unapproved crap.